Welcome, everyone, to the second annual Talking Kentucky Selection Sunday special. My name is Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes, and the brackets are fresh on the market. And we're here to make all our picks, as ridiculous as they may seem. I'm down here in Baton Rouge. Caden's over in Hanson, Kentucky, and we got a lot to talk about. We'll get to the SEC tournament in just a second. Don't worry. We'll have plenty of time to complain about that. But before we have time to complain about the bracket and stuff like that too. So, Caden, you holding up over there after the loss?
Well, what's funny about all this isn't Texas A&M in our region, so there is a world where we would have to play them a third time.
Wait a minute, I didn't know that. Are you serious? They're in our region.
They are. They're in the South.
I'm going to be honest with you.
They're the 9 seed. So
I was at church right before this. That's why I started the show a little bit late and everything. I was kidding. I was praying for defense and everything. So all I saw is that we're playing Oakland and that we're a 3 seed. I hadn't looked at anything else. And the other thing that I did see, and believe me, we're going to get into this. I thought it was a joke at first, but 2 seed Tennessee is playing 15 seed St. Peter's, and I just think that is really hilarious, and I hope that works out the way that we all want it to. We got a lot of people in the comments down here. Jilla in the comments, she says, like the song. She's talking about Guts and Bourbon, our theme song, Caden. And that's another bracket that we did way back in the day. We did a bracket for our theme song, to choose our theme song, and Guts and Bourbon. I mean, it's like a landslide,
Yeah, Jilla, we used to do like just stupid brackets all the time, and we had to do a new theme song because the other one we would have had to end up paying for. So,
yep.
It's great and it's free. So can't really beat those two things.
Can't beat great and free. No, that's right. Just like America. But Josh Hart says, what's up, my blue and white peeps? Can't believe we got a 3 seed. Josh says, I can believe we got a 3 seed. But Mike says, hello guys. What's up, Mike? And Source Blue in the comments here saying Oakland is dangerous, fellas. Well, they don't even have to be dangerous, and I'd still be upset. I'd still be worried. They could suck, and I would still be worried.
No one told us St. Peter's was dangerous beforehand, and how that ended.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of UNC Wilmington wasn't dangerous. There's been a lot of teams that haven't been necessarily dangerous or anything that we can lose to, but so we're going to get into this tournament. We're going to make all the selections and all the things, but I want to turn everybody's attention really quick in the comments, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. You can go ahead and click that link that's pinned, should be pinned in the comments on both Facebook and YouTube there. That is a link to our ESPN group for our bracket challenge. Now, I want everybody go on there and join our bracket group. You can fill out a bracket. The winner last year got a Talking Kentucky hat like the one Caden is modeling over there on his head. And you'll get something. It might be a hat. It might be a shirt. It might be a polo. Caden, it might be a coffee mug. Who knows? But the winner of the bracket
coffee mugs are nice.
Oh, they are nice. They are nice, especially now that they're navy blue, not Carolina blue. You will get some kind of prize. Not only will you get bragging rights of winning the Talking Kentucky bracket competition, but you'll also get a concrete
prize. Who won last year?
That was Scott Sully.
Scott Sully
won. Yeah. I think his username was Scotty Pippen or something like that, and we had to be or Scotty P or something like that.
And he didn't even know he won until we told him.
Which, by the way, if you guys, when you guys fill out a bracket, if you're watching this, you should fill out a bracket in our bracket competition. You got nothing to lose, honestly. I mean, who doesn't want to fill out the Talking Kentucky bracket for our competition? If you fill it out, be sure to put your first and last name on your bracket, because last year, it was like Yip-de-Doo 55, and we were like, I have no idea who that is.
Because we don't even get anything to reach out to them. We literally have to just get on the show and say, who is, Kentucky Cats fan by 23 or something,
Right.
But
so if you want to actually get recognition, you want us actually find you and send you your swag. If you win, then put your name on there. So
And if anyone, go ahead and try out that link. I just like made it really quick right before the show, and so just let us know if anything doesn't work, so I can fix it. So,
yeah. Well, speaking of things not working, Caden, let's talk about the SEC tournament. So, you know, it's yet another early exit. I mean, what do you say? I mean, what do you say? I mean, it's we're 1-5 in the SEC tournament in the last 6 years. You know, and it's a team that I thought, you know, we could struggle with. That's a team that Texas A&M is the kind of team that we struggled with all year. But Caden, since we had beaten Mississippi State on the road, since we had beaten Tennessee on the road, I sort of thought we were past that. Sort of thought we had found a way to beat those teams that we didn't match up well with. And we know we can beat the teams we do match up well with. But thought we had turned a corner, but it was not the case, Caden. I mean, it felt like we were never in it. When we lost by 10, it felt like we lost by 50, and felt like Texas A&M scored every single possession.
Yeah, you know how in like 2015 we felt like if we got past Wisconsin we were going to win the national championship. Well, in this SEC tournament, I felt like if we got past Texas A&M, we were going to win the SEC tournament. Like that was the one team. Like who would we have had to play after them? Was it Alabama
or Florida? Which it was.
Oh, Florida. It was Florida. You know,
yeah, right.
So Florida and then Auburn. So
yep,
I felt
two
like
teams that we've already beaten. Yeah.
Right.
So, and we hadn't beaten A&M, but Caden, I mean, it's just unbelievably frustrating. I mean, the thing that's been the hardest about this season to me is just the ups and downs. It's been the roller coaster of it. It's like we get our hopes up and we start to all get back on board again. We start to get all excited again, man. Kentucky basketball's back. And as soon as the fan base gets to that point where we're feeling like we're back, it's back to sucking. I mean, every single time, never fails. Every time we get our hopes up, it's back to square one.
Well, thankfully we got this 3 seed because looking at the stats, you got a lot better shot at getting to a championship game at a 3 seed than a 4 seed. So I'm just glad we got the 3 seed, and you know we're gonna have to play. I mean, we'll get into all that who we're gonna have to play, but yeah. I am just pleased that it didn't ruin our chances at a 3 seed. But I guess the tournament really doesn't matter in that regard. So,
right. Mike Dowd, terrible shooting A&M team, couldn't miss a shot. Yeah, I mean, A&M was like something insane. I believe it was 340th in 3-point shooting coming into that game, and they hit what 12 or something like that.
When they're wide open, they're gonna hit more than that. So.
Some of them weren't wide open. Some of them were just like that Wade Taylor was pulling up wherever he wanted to on the floor, and he was knocking it down. It's unbelievable.
And he was also driving and knocking everything down on our 7-footers. It was tough to watch.
So we'll go ahead. I mean, it was tough to watch. We can continue sort of talking about that as the show goes on here. I'm still not over it. I'm still not totally past that and totally vented all my frustrations and everything. So we could definitely talk about that as the show goes along here. But let's talk about who we're playing. Okay, so let's look at our bracket first here, Caden. Just to we don't necessarily have to pick them yet, but let's just see who's in our bracket here. So we take on Oakland, who I know absolutely nothing about. But I'm glad that Source Blue is in the comments here because he does seem to know about Oakland. Oakland is 8-1 in games decided by 5 points or less. And he also says that they're dangerous, fellas. So I believe it. I've learned my lesson over the past few years. I take nobody for granted. I don't look over anybody in the NCAA tournament anymore. Not after St. Peter's, Caden.
Yeah, me neither. I'm seeing if I can learn anything more about them. It looks like they got some dude named Trey Townsend, who I guess is their point guard, averaging 16 points, 3 assists per game. And they got Blank Lampman, also a scorer, 13 points, 3 assists a game. So, I mean, they lost to Ohio State by 6. Illinois, who's ranked only 11. So, they're not bad. They got blown out with Michigan State, but...
Well, to be fair, they have only won one of those games that's on your screen right there. They've only beaten Xavier. So...
By 2.
Yeah. It says
the Golden Grizzlies, Coleman. They could have made our mascot bracket. We did that one time. The Golden Grizzlies.
Golden Grizzlies. Wow. Okay. That sounds intimidating. That's more intimidating than the Peacocks. So I think we gotta take them serious, right?
Look at this. Number 3 seeds have won 85% against 14 seeds.
That means that 15% haven't. So
since 2017, 23-1. So I feel like we got good odds, right?
We got good. Well, we also had good odds against the 15 seed St. Peter's a few years ago. So, like I said, I'm not taking anything for granted necessarily. But hey, let us know in the comments. Are you happy with our draw? That's what I want to ask everybody down here in the comments. Are you happy with our seeding? Are you happy with who's in our bracket? I mean, looking at it overall, Caden, like I'm decently happy with it. I think it could have been worse. To be honest with you,
could have been a lot worse.
And to be honest, the first thing I looked at was the 1 seed in our bracket. I was scared we were going to get matched with UConn, in which case it was just going to be over. So I'm glad that we avoided UConn as a 1 seed. I really don't feel like Houston. Houston just lost by 30 to Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. So, I mean, I really don't think Houston is as good as people think they are. And I've already said on the show, Houston's not winning the national championship.
Is it crazy to see Is it crazy to say we match up with Houston better than the other number 1 seeds?
I think we match up better with Houston than Texas A&M. I mean, honestly, don't you?
I mean, we did already beat North Carolina. How did North Carolina get a 1 seed, by the way? They got beat by NC State in their conference championship.
Well, I mean, it's North Carolina, Caden. It's the NCAA. They're going to get a 1 seed. That's just what it is. Rick Kelly says not thrilled to see the Gators in our bracket. Yeah, I'd like to tell myself that if we saw Florida in the Final Four of the SEC tournament that we would have beaten them, but I'm not convinced that we would have, Caden. I mean, I'm really not convinced that we would have. I don't think we match up well with Florida at all. It's the offensive rebounding.
Better than Texas A&M, though.
Yeah.
They got to get past Marquette or Western in the second round. So,
yeah. Let's see. Source Blue says, I was happy with it overall. Could have been worse. Happy to not be in UConn bracket. Absolutely agree there. Source Blue. Mike Dowd says NC State will be dangerous in the second round.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And I can tell you guys right now, here's what I think might happen to us. I think we'll beat Oakland, get to the second round. NC State upsets Texas Tech, and they beat us.
I can see that.
I could totally see that. I hope I'm wrong, but that was my first sort of reaction looking at this bracket. Source Blue also said agree, not scared of Houston. Josh says he thinks we got the easiest path, in his opinion, and all conference leaders lost in their conference tournament. I did see that stat earlier. Mike Dowd says all conference leaders lost in conference tournaments. So, hey, it's got the defending champion in here. Scott Sallee says I'm ready to get my second hat. Yeah, it might be a hat, it might be a hoodie. Who knows? It'll be something, Scott. Yeah, so
he's the one to beat this year.
Yeah, he's defending the title here. He's like UConn. He's the defending champs in here. So
Scott, our link is pinned. So let me know if it works or not. It should be good, but we pinned our link in the comments.
Yeah. But so what's your overall reaction to the bracket, Caden? What do you think about this draw?
I was scared since we lost to Texas A&M that we were going to get a 4 seed because I thought we were a lock for 3, but I did not expect to lose in the first game again. I thought we'd at least get to Saturday, and I thought it was going to lock our 3 spot. So I was a little nervous, so I am definitely pleased with that. One interesting note is Ricky P is not in the tournament this year. He was one of the first ones out, right?
I thought that they would get in one of these playing games. Everybody was projecting they were going to play Virginia or something in one of these first 4 games or something like that. But that's not the case. It looks like
no. Then Duke is in our region. I thought that was kind of funny. Heck, they're not even going to make it.
They won't make it
to play us anyway. So
they won't. I don't think
Duke we might not either. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we might not either. But I also think it's funny. Wisconsin's in our bracket, though. I think that now they're not going to make it either. I don't think. But yeah.
I think McNeese is one to watch out for with Will Wade. I mean,
Will
supposedly
Wade.
they're rolling right now. Gonzaga should be worried, according to Matt Jones. So,
Oh, listen, I think it's been one of the greatest turnarounds in the history of college basketball. McNeese. I mean, I think they won like 3 games last year, and now they've
and now they lost 3 this year.
They lost 3. So I mean, it's been one of the great turnarounds. So all it took with Wade was some strong ass offers. As he did at LSU.
Hey, that'll do it anywhere.
Yeah, it will. Absolutely. But yeah, so I'm overall happy. I think my reaction, Caden, is kind of the same as yours. Is it could have been worse, honestly. So yeah, I mean, I worry about NC State, to be honest with you. I don't know much about Tech this year. Caden, you know much about Texas Tech? After Chris Beard left at Texas Tech, I just kind of
I don't know a thing about them.
Yeah. But
Mike Dowd's got a point. Michigan State getting in. That was kind of surprising. We talked about that on our last show. We talked about Michigan State 19-14, and they got in as what seed? Where's it at?
Yeah, I don't know where Michigan State got in at. Yeah, 9.
A 9 seed.
Playing Mississippi State. Okay. Huh. Okay. Huh. Well, we talked something that we talked about on our last show too was, did we have a 3 seed locked in? Or was it going to be a scenario that we had to win to get a 3 seed? Now, Brad Harvey, our friend over at College Sportscast, he said that we had to get a win to get a 3 seed. Now, I disagree with him, so I just wanted to say I'm right. I said we were going to get a 3 seed even if we lost to Texas A&M, and I just happened to be right. I just had to throw that out there, Caden. That Brad, old negative Nancy Brad thought we were going to get a 4 seed.
Yeah, and he thinks we're negative. We called it, Coleman.
Yeah, we called it. I said we got a 3 seed no matter what, 2 seed if we make it to the championship. But everybody in the comments here seems to be concerned about NC State, and I completely agree. We got William Nate. NC State got that guy, 275, 6'7". Mike says I'm more concerned about NC State than I am Duke. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as an 11 seed, I think NC State is a very dangerous 11 seed.
Dude, they're locked in. Like after winning their conference tournament, having to play several straight days. Yeah, that makes me nervous.
Have you seen this kid at Indiana State with the glasses? Everybody's calling.
They call him Cream.
They call him Cream Abdul-Jabbar. I've also heard Larry Blurred is another one. I think is really funny. Larry Nerd is another one. Yeah, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is pretty funny. So yeah, how do you keep Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of the tournament? You got to put him in one of these playing games.
Yeah, I thought they would make it. Yeah, Mike Dowd's, or who was it? Someone said we got a 3 seed after beating North Carolina. Who was that? Oh, Rick Kelly. I thought we got the 3 seed after beating Tennessee, honestly. Yeah, I thought we had a 4 until that game.
I think that's what really locked it in. Absolutely. Now, if we hadn't have beaten Tennessee and we lost to Texas A&M, I think we would have been at 4 or even a 5.
Maybe
honestly.
A 5, yeah.
So I think that really, and I wouldn't want to be playing some of these 12 seeds. That 5, 12, that's why you see the 12 upset the 5 so much in brackets, is because some of these 12 seeds are really dangerous. But and can you imagine if we fell down to a 4 seed too? Or even the 4 seed. Like, I wouldn't want to play Vermont, honestly. Vermont, I feel like, always upsets somebody in the first round.
Imagine how Houston feels. Like, they got to deal with. I mean, just seeing Texas A&M as your 9 seed, you got to be nervous about that. You got
Texas
Duke
A&M.
has a 4. Duke has a 4 and Kentucky has a 3, and then Florida and Marquette. Houston is sweating right now.
Yeah, Houston really got screwed here, I think, instead of Kentucky. But I got to think Texas A&M wins. Well, we should just get into the bracket here, I guess.
Yeah, let's do
it. We should do that. So I guess what better bracket to go ahead and do than our region down here. The Houston region, we'll call it. I don't know if it's south or north or what is.
What's
our
bracket?
South.
It's
okay,
south.
We're in the south. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the south region here first. Now we might turn the peanut gallery here. We might turn to the comment section for some help here.
Yeah, there'll be some ties.
We don't have 3 people on here, so we don't have a tiebreaker. So we might have to turn to the comment section. So Houston and Longwood, I will say this is one game that Houston does not have to sweat over. So I'm going to go ahead and go Houston on this one.
Houston, yep.
Okay, Nebraska, Texas A&M. I don't even think it's close. I think Texas A&M pounds them and gets to the next round.
Yeah, by a landslide. Texas A&M.
I'm taking Texas A&M there. Wisconsin and JMU.
Jason Doval University.
Jason Doval
They
University.
got in.
Now, we do have the Jason Doval connection and everything.
They're 31-3. JMU's 31-3.
I know. I watched their conference championship game, and I don't like Wisconsin, so I'm going to go JMU, Caden.
Yeah, I'm not going to look too much into this. I'm going JMU as well.
Yeah, I mean,
I think upset.
We take these 5-12 matchups more often than not. The 12 beats the 5. I mean, like more than half the time, the 12 beats the 5. Which is I don't understand why that is, but it's true. It's a fact nonetheless.
They beat Michigan State earlier this year.
Yep. Oh, I'm taking the Dukes all day.
Yeah.
JMU Dukes. Now, speaking of Dukes, we move on to Duke and Vermont. Now, I said Vermont usually beats, usually upsets somebody in the tournament. I don't think they're going to upset Duke. I think Duke at least wins one game in this tournament.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, and I would get to share my favorite link again on our page if Duke lost that, but I think they'll at least make it one more round, maybe 2. So I'm going to pick Duke.
Texas Tech and NC State. I think NC State's on a roll, Kate. I'm going to go NC State on this one. I mean, I really am. Yeah.
Completely agree. NC State.
Kentucky and Oakland. It's hard to pick these Kentucky games, but I think we roll. I think we win our second game in the past 70 years in the NCAA tournament. Kentucky.
Say 70.
Yep. So.
Yep. Kentucky.
Florida, and what's that say? Boyce Cole. So is that it's Colgate and somebody else?
Colgate?
I think so. Yeah, Colgate.
I don't know what BOIS is.
Well, Florida's going to beat either one of those teams. So yeah, it's going to be Florida. Moving on. Marquette and Western Kentucky. Now,
dude, Western got a crap hand here.
I think they did get a crap hand. I'm not counting Western out. Now I know that sounds crazy. Now, last year, I just want this to go on record. I was the only person in the United States of America. This is a fact. You can look it up. I was the only person in the United States of America that picked Fairleigh Dickinson to beat Purdue in the first game last year, and they did. So
that's true.
Yeah, and that was a 2-15 matchup. I'm not going to pick Western Kentucky to beat Marquette, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying it could happen. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Marquette goes down in the first round. But
last time they were in it, 2013, they went on a run. Cinderella team. So
Toppers, yeah.
So are you picking Marquette?
I'm picking Marquette, but Caden, it's hard to pick against the Bowling Green natives there. So,
you know what? I'm gonna pick Western, and I'm gonna make our comment section decide this.
Okay.
Josh said go Western.
Josh says go Western. Okay, are we taking Western then? Well, Josh decided that we got to go Western now. All right, that's fine. Don't blame me. I picked Marquette, but all right. But Western Kentucky and Florida in the round of 32. Okay, let's go back up to the top here of the bracket. So we got Houston and Texas A&M. Giga Maggies. I'm going A&M. Take down the Cougs. Early exit.
I think A&M could manhandle them, but I think I'm going to stick with Houston on this one.
Okay, we got to go to the comments again. Whoever gets it in first, Houston or Texas A&M, let us know what you think.
We can go on to James Madison and Duke while they're Josh Hart says A&M.
Josh Hart says A&M. We got it in. All right there. So A&M moving on. The Dukes versus Duke. I love Jason Doble, but I'm picking Duke.
I'm picking Duke as well.
So
I'll make it one more round at least.
Yeah, they'll make it one more. Now this is honestly, this is really
This is
tough.
scary.
This is really tough for me. My heart wants to pick Kentucky, and even my head in some cases wants to pick Kentucky. But my soul wants to pick NC State. So Caden, I'm going to make you go first on this one. I don't know. I don't know what to pick here. I honestly don't. It's probably gonna be toss up. Yeah, we got to go to the stats here.
Dude, they've lost 14 games, so they have been inconsistent. But it's scary that they've been on such a big roll. I think Josh said earlier he thinks they're going to run out of gas, but I mean they have like 4 or 5 days off, right? So, gosh, they're not very good against the top 25, 2-4.
Neither are we.
Their conference record kind of sucks, even though they just won their tournament championship. You know what? I'm going to have some school spirit for once. I'm going Kentucky.
All right. Well, we got a bunch of people saying Kentucky and big guy too slow and everything down in the comments. So even though David Holmes says we know what'll happen. So he's trying to call a shot here. But yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick Kentucky and let's make everybody happy. Let's get to the Sweet 16. Caden, I think if we make it to the Sweet 16, that will take some pressure off this entire university. Don't you?
Yes, just make it to the second weekend. Yeah,
make it the second weekend. Now we want more than that, but if that would be a hell of a first step if we just made it past the first weekend. So yeah, Florida and Western Kentucky. I think it's going to be an SEC Sweet 16 matchup here. I think I'm going the Gators.
Yeah,
especially.
Since I hope Western makes a Cinderella run, but I'm going with the Gators this time.
Yeah, right. Okay, Duke and Texas A&M. God, I almost think A&M's going to beat them. Okay, I almost feel like A&M's going to beat them. Like Duke is not good, Caden. They're really not. Duke's not good this year. I don't know how is Duke. I don't even know how Duke's a 4 seed. I'd put Duke a 5 seed. Honestly, they haven't done anything.
Is Texas A&M going to make the Elite Eight?
Our comment seems to think that. David Holmes, your relative there, and then Josh Hart saying A&M too, man.
Didn't they get stomped on Saturday? Yesterday?
Oh, they lost by 5.
Oh, it was only 5?
Yeah.
Who got stomped?
I'm pretty sure.
Someone got freaking massacred.
Source Blue says A&M too.
We
got freaking massacred.
I guess we're picking A&M.
Let's go A&M. Gig 'em Aggies, Elite 8. And Caden, I think it's going to be A&M, Kentucky, round 3 in the Elite 8. Third time's a charm. Go Cats. Going to the Elite 8.
You think we can beat Florida a second time this year?
The real question is, do you think they can beat us a second time this year? They could be asking themselves the same question. Mike Dowd says he'd rather see Duke.
Oh, they got that big man that broke his leg too. Duke Coleman. They might. I didn't even think about that. But they might lose to Western.
Well, we can't change our pick now. I'm going to go Kentucky in any case. I think Kentucky makes it.
Well, if we're playing Florida in the Sweet 16, then I guess so.
Yeah. With that logic, if we're playing Florida in the Sweet 16, we're going to the Elite 8, right? Just say that sentence out loud. We can't lose to Florida in the Sweet 16. That's not gonna happen. Okay, to go to the Final Four, A&M and Kentucky. Now let's think about, this could conceivably happen. This could happen. And it wouldn't be insane if this happened. I think if we play A&M the third time, like an idiot, I'm going to say that they won't beat us 3 times just by the fact of sheer mathematics, Caden. I don't think it's scientifically possible to beat Kentucky 3 times in the same season. So I'll go ahead and go Cats here.
But you could say, like, if we haven't beaten them before, why would we this time? And it's an awful matchup.
Well, I'm sorry. A&M, sorry.
I got to say A&M. this time.
Well, and William Neat breaks the tie there because he said A&M. So, all right, pick. Well, I tried, guys. I tried to pick Kentucky. We're going A&M. Move to the Final Four. We've had weirder people in our Final Four. Caden, last year we had Kent State and Iona in our Final Four. So I feel like this is going slightly better than last year already.
Well, I would never pick A&M in a Final Four, but in this situation, with all these matchups we've had, I mean,
this is a screwy bracket. Yeah.
All they really had to do was beat Duke and then us again. So it could happen.
All they got to do is beat Duke and Kentucky. It's really not that hard these days.
It really went wrong when we picked them over Houston. So, but this could happen.
It could happen. I mean, it's not crazy. Okay, where are we going to go next here? We're going up to why don't we go to UConn's bracket? Is that the East or something? Probably.
That's the East.
Yeah, the East. UConn versus Stetson Bennett. There, I'm going to go UConn. Moving on. So.
Stetson, is that a trumpet school? I don't know. I'm going UConn.
I have no idea. So Florida Atlantic and Northwestern. I know absolutely nothing about either one of these teams, but Florida Atlantic did make the Final Four last year,
and they beat Texas A&M.
Oh, they beat Texas A&M. They're winning the national championship. I mean, come on. Come on, guys. So and Northwestern's a trumpet school. So I mean, that's that. Triple decker there. I'm gonna go for
Dude, Northwestern beat Purdue. Owls. They beat Purdue.
Well, that's because they're Purdue. But I'm gonna go Owls. Owls.
Yeah, Owls for days.
Yeah, right. William Neat says, I hate them to UConn. Who doesn't? San Diego State and UAB. Now, San Diego State, another team that made the Final Four last year.
Dude, they're an all-time 5 seed, I swear.
They really are an all-time 5 seed. I really don't have a strong opinion on this one. It looks like they beat Gonzaga.
They beat the Lobos. Or no, they lost to the Lobos.
No, they lost to the Lobos. Yeah, they beat Utah State. So
Utah State's supposed to be good, right?
Well, they just fired their women's coach. Did you see that when they fired their women's coach?
Oh yeah, and she said she basically said that in the press conference. That was pretty funny.
The post game, some commentator or reporters like, can you tell us how you're going to rebuild for next year? And she's like, I'm not going to be rebuilding for next year because that was my last game as coach. I was just told I was fired.
Yeah, and then she said, I think that's the last question.
She said, I guess that's the last question. And then she got up and left. Yeah. Hey,
UAB beats FAU, by the way.
Oh, well, I guess that means I got to pick UAB then, right?
I didn't say they'd beat San Diego State.
Blazers. Well, they beat FAU.
It's a tough matchup.
It is a tough matchup. But I'm liking my 12 upset the 5
every time.
Here. I not every time, but I kind of lean on that when I'm not sure who to pick. I tend to lead the 12.
I'm going to go with the 5 this time. I'm going to go San Diego State.
You can do that. Well, so somebody's going to. Oh well, Josh has already got it and everything. Josh, our tiebreaker tonight. He's saying UAB.
He said UAB. Okay.
So he's going on the 12 line here too. So. Yeah, so that's what it is. Here.
How about this matchup?
Auburn and Yale. Well, I think we need to ask Bruce Pearl what he thinks.
With the exception of Kentucky, I've said that there's not a team on our schedule we can't beat.
That means they can beat Yale.
They can beat Yale. Yeah, let's do it. Yep. Let's go.
Did you see what he said about during his interview before the game? He was like, yeah, everyone, Kentucky and Tennessee's not here, so just come and pack the place. He said, go to church. He said, actually, you don't have time for church. Come to Tennessee and then go to church and then come to this game.
Nice.
Pretty funny.
Well, we
should have added that as one of the clips.
I do want to say this about Bruce Pearl really quick. Bruce Pearl was crying tears of joy when they won the SEC tournament today. And I just want to throw out to everybody, we have a coach that says the SEC tournament doesn't matter. And Bruce Pearl was over there crying tears of joy winning the SEC tournament. So I just want to say, I've been a big fan of Bruce Pearl on this show, and I've getting a lot of crap for it, but I just want to say, Bruce Pearl's a good basketball coach.
Would we ever hire him though?
I mean, I think we would. I don't think Mitch Barnhart would. As long as Mitch is here, we won't.
William Neat said he cries every time they win.
Yeah. Yeah. And Bruce
he said
Pearl,
he'll yell.
Source Blue says joke. Bruce Pearl. Yeah. Another thing he said besides joke.
Smashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what they're going to do to Yale.
Probably.
Speaking, this is another hell of a matchup. BYU and Duquesne. Golly. Or as we like to call them on the show, Duxney. Throwback to episode number 2 there. So,
I don't know. Supposedly Dayton is good this year, and they beat Dayton.
are they?
Duquesne did.
I think I'm going BYU on this one. They got God on their side. I don't know.
I'm going Duxney this time. William Neat said Duxney.
So we're picking Duxney? Okay.
I guess so.
He got it in. Yeah, William Neat got it in first. So yeah, we're going Duquesne. Illinois, Morehead State. Uh-oh is right. I was going to be scared of if we played Morehead State, but I think Illinois has it fine. I think Illinois will move on and beat the Golden Eagles there.
Yeah, when was the last time they were good? When they had Kenneth Faried? Is that who they had?
Yeah, and they beat Louisville. Yeah. Who doesn't?
Who hasn't?
Yeah, who hasn't beat Louisville? But anyway,
I'm going Illinois.
Washington State versus Drake. I was really trying to think of something to say, and nothing came out. So
it's on True TV if anyone cares.
I do not care. So I'm gonna go Washington State.
Beat Arizona.
Well, Mike Leach coached football at Washington State one time, so I'm going to go Washington State.
They beat Arizona, who likes to pay players a bag of money, so yeah. I guess I'll go Washington State too.
Iowa State and South Dakota State. Now, South Dakota State is perpetually a 15 seed in this tournament. They get in every year. They're the Jackrabbits, and they are my favorite mascot in the entire tournament. I love the Jackrabbits. With the way Iowa State's playing right now, I cannot in good faith pick the Jackrabbits this year. I always pick the Jackrabbits.
They smashed Houston.
It's a tradition for me to pick South Dakota State in one game every year, but I just can't do it this year. So I got to go Iowa State.
Iowa State.
So moving on there. UConn and Florida Atlantic. UConn.
I don't have to say anything.
That was easy. Auburn and UAB. I'm going Auburn. Bruce Pearl's going to have himself a good day. So,
yes, he will.
Duquesne and Illinois. I think this one's a little bit easier matchup going Illinois. I do not think
Illinois.
Duquesne is going to make the Sweet 16. Iowa State is going to be Washington. Not even.
We'll laugh if they don't.
Yeah, it's not even.
I think this is where Bruce Pearl has a bad day.
Yeah, nobody's going to have a good day when they're playing UConn this
He's
year.
He's going to get smashed. I'm sorry.
UConn walked to Final Four. Yep.
They have such an easy path. You seeing this?
Are you surprised? It's UConn. And I hate to go chalk in this bracket, but I got to go Iowa State. I mean, this is going to be
the 1 versus 2. Yeah.
But
this will be a good game. UConn, Iowa State.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see that. Now, we say this, it probably won't happen. Yeah, somebody will probably get upset, but I think I think that's probably what it's going to be, honestly. So who's going to the Final Four?
I think I'm gonna have to pick UConn.
I probably have to as well because I just think I think it's more likely Iowa State gets upset at some point than UConn gets upset. So but I really do think it's a toss up. So I'll
UConn is just the team that always makes the Final Four when everyone else struggles. That's just how it goes.
Yep,
So.
it is. When it's a toss up year and you don't know who's going to win, that's usually when UConn wins. So you're exactly right about that.
Source Blue says Josh Pastner was on ESPN saying they have the hardest path.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I mean, they do have Iowa State in their bracket, but they do not have the hardest path. They have Morehead State, Duquesne, and BYU, and Yale, and Auburn.
Wait, is this the one he's talking about? I don't see Memphis on there. Wait, where is Josh Pastner at now?
Yeah,
He's not at Memphis anymore. Where is he, Source Blue? I don't know where Josh Pastner went.
So we have UConn and Texas A&M. Final Four so far. All right, nice. Typical Kentucky fans here, having A&M, the team that beat us in the Final Four. Let's go to the West. Why don't we? North Carolina and the winner of Howard and Wagner. North Carolina. No questions about it.
Most likely.
Mississippi State and Michigan State. Now, as we've already established, I don't think Michigan State belongs in the tournament. I'm going to go Mississippi State.
Yeah, I would usually pick Michigan State just because Tom Izzo's a good coach, but you're right, they shouldn't even got in here, so I'm going Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's what we're doing there. Grand Canyon and St. Mary's.
5 versus 12.
It's a 5 versus 12, and Grand Canyon is they're a good team. But St. Mary's is one of the few teams that actually covered the spread this year when I bet on them. So I have to, in good faith, pick St. Mary's personally.
I'm going to go GCU with the upset.
Yeah. William Neat says Grand Canyon, and Josh Hart says Grand Canyon. So
people are saying they're hot right now.
like they're women's coach, right? No, just kidding. But Alabama and
be
Charleston.
Careful, Coleman.
Yeah. That's what I didn't say that. That's what people are saying. Alabama and Charleston. I didn't know. Is Charleston a school? I thought it was a city. Alabama.
I guess it's both, Coleman. But I'm going Alabama.
Is that like College of Charleston? Clemson and New Mexico. God.
Dude, New Mexico is always in the tournament, but they do nothing.
They do nothing. Clemson's
a football school, aren't they?
They are, but New Mexico's a nothing school, so I'm going Clemson.
Well, they won at Alabama, so I'm going Clemson too.
Oh, that's a good point. But Rick Pitino Jr. coaches New Mexico. So he's still going Clemson?
Huh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Baylor and Colgate. Colgate is toothpaste, so I'm going to go Baylor. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Baylor plays the annoying Virginia basketball that's slow and uninteresting to watch, but they'll still beat Colgate.
Yes, they will. Dayton and Nevada.
Dayton.
Yeah, agreed.
Weren't they supposed to be like a 3 seed like 2 weeks ago?
Yep. I think you're right about that. Arizona and Long Beach State. Arizona will live for one day.
Wait, are you saying they're going to lose?
No, I mean they'll win that game.
We'll lose for one game.
Yeah.
Coleman, have you heard all this hype on Long Beach State? I just know this because I was listening to Matt Jones on the radio earlier. Supposedly, I think it was Long Beach State. They fired their coach right before the conference tournament, but they let him coach the conference tournament. He ended up winning the conference tournament.
Is he coaching the NCAA tournament?
I think so.
Okay, well, Long Beach State.
I'm going Long Beach State.
Let's do that. All right.
If I was him, if this is like legit, if I was him, They're like
Carolina
going to
National.
offer him the job back. I'm going to say no thanks.
No thanks. Yeah, gonna go to Kentucky. All right, let's go back to the top of this bracket here. We got North Carolina and Mississippi State. Carolina. No
Carolina.
competition. Bama and Grand Canyon. That's a hell of a matchup right there. I'm going Grand Canyon.
I'm going Grand Canyon as well. I think we've already had like too many SEC schools go far.
I think there's even a chance that Bama loses in the first round just because I think they're broken. I think ever since they played Kentucky, I think they've been broken.
We beat them by 30. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Grand Canyon.
What happens?
Clemson and Baylor.
Baylor easy.
Dayton, Long Beach State. Unless you go first.
I'm going Dayton this time. It's probably where their run ends.
Long Beach
coach that's supposedly fired.
I'm going.
You're going Long Beach.
Yeah, let's let somebody in the comments choose. Is the Long Beach dynasty continuing? No,
I guess it's
Josh
over.
Dayton. Well, thanks, Josh. So Dayton moves on there. North Carolina, Grand Canyon. Well, speaking of where roads end, I think the road ends here for Grand Canyon. I don't even know what is Grand Canyon's mascot. Do we know? I mean,
I don't have a clue.
They're a Christian school, I know too, so they also have God on their side. North Carolina.
No, I don't know what their mascot is. Bryce Drew though.
Their mascot is an antelope.
You know what? One of these low seeds is going to make it. I'm going to pick Grand Canyon.
You're going to pick Grand Canyon? Okay.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So William Neat picked UNC.
Oh, look at these picking the class skippers here. Anyway, North Carolina moving on to the Elite Eight there. Baylor and Dayton. What a boring Elite Eight matchup. Going Baylor.
I'm going to try again. I'm going to go Dayton.
All right. Turn to the comments. Baylor, Dayton. What are we thinking down here?
Who the heck is Long Beach State?
Okay,
Josh said Baylor and Williams said Baylor. All right,
doubling down. Yes, we're going Baylor. Scott Drew. Moving on it's the Elite Eight. It's not the Final Four. My bad. North Carolina and Baylor. Man, I just think Carolina's on a run, man. And as you said, the other night you watched a Baylor game and you weren't too fond of.
Well, they did just lose to NC State. North Carolina did, but yeah, Baylor was really not fun game to watch. So I guess I'll take North Carolina.
I'll go North Carolina too.
Seems like they have kind of an easy path.
People are saying Baylor, but yeah, we'll pick Carolina. Right. I mean,
I guess we just lost Coleman. Can you all still hear me in the comments? I think he's coming back on in here.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. That's what it looked like
when you pulled a me.
I pulled a Kentucky in the SEC tournament. Just we lost me. Anyway, I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh, nothing. I was just seeing if the comments could still hear me. Okay. I didn't know if it was everyone or just you.
Yeah, David says I was going to a bathroom break. Yeah. But okay, UConn, North Carolina, Texas A&M is our Final Four so far. That's got a hell of a Final Four. Okay, we got one bracket left here. We're going Purdue versus Middle Tennessee State or Grambling. I'm gonna go. Purdue will, unlike last year, they'll actually win at least.
They'll win the first round.
Yeah, they'll win the first round. So, Utah State and Texas Christian. I don't have any thoughts on this one either. Caden.
I'm pretty sure Utah State's hot right now.
If they look like they are. And they just fired their women's coach too.
Look at this opening sentence. Utah State is incredibly efficient from 2-point range, but struggles to defend 2-pointers.
It's like us.
That's like us.
So, well, I'll pick Utah State then.
I'm picking Utah State.
Yeah, let's do Utah. And even Josh here says Utah State we're going with. So, yeah.
This is McNeese, right?
Yeah, McNeese. And
this is the easiest 12 versus 5 ever.
I'm going McNeese. Yeah, Will Wade.
Dude, he's going to make a run. I'm just saying.
Strong ass. Kansas and Samford. Oh, man. Dude, I'm tempted to pick
Kansas is bad right now.
I'm tempted to pick Samford.
But will they have Hunter Dickerson back?
I think even if they do, I think their morale is so low. I'm going to go Samford. I'm actually picking Samford. Final answer.
10 players average at least 12 minutes per game.
Look, Josh is Samford too.
For Samford? Dude, they're going to be running Kansas out of the gym. I'm going Samford.
Dogs. McNeese and Samford. Jesus Christ. South Carolina and Oregon. I think South Carolina bounces back, gets a win here over the Ducks.
Did you know they were like projected to finish last in the SEC or something? Missouri said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah. Missouri said, "Oh, we can go 0-18 for you real quick." Yeah,
you picked South Carolina, right? Yeah,
South Carolina. Yeah. Wait a minute. So that you said they were finished last in the SEC.
They were picked to finish last.
Or they were picked to finish last?
Yeah. SEC doormat, South Carolina.
Yeah, but they kind of lit it up this year. So
yeah, they did. So Creighton and Akron here. Now Creighton just lost to Providence in their conference tournament, but I think they're going to bounce back. Yeah. And LeBron James is from Akron. Nobody wants that, so it's Creighton.
It's Creighton all day.
Yeah.
Blue Jays, right?
The Blue Jays. Yeah.
Davion Mintz, is that where he came from?
That's right. So they got to win, right? Texas and the winner of Virginia and Colorado State, which might be the two whitest schools of all time. So I'm going to go Texas.
I can't argue with that. I have nothing.
All right. Here's a big one. Guys. Tennessee and St. Peter's. Now there could not be Caden's already written it in. There cannot be a better.
Dude, our comment. Game. Josh already confirmed it.
We have talked about it. Peacocks.
Dude, they covered the spread and won by 2 the other night. So you got to pick them.
Let's go, dude. I will be so. Do you know how happy that would make me? That would.
You're gonna spam. You're gonna spam that video on our page if that happens.
I hope that actually happens. But yeah, so we're going St. Peter's. Move on.
Going all day.
Okay.
Go Peacocks.
Go Peacocks. Purdue and Utah State. I'm going Utah State. We're done.
There's going to be a one upset somewhere in here. So I think this is it. I'm going to go Utah State.
Utah State. Let's do it. McNeese and Samford. Dude, I'm going McNeese. Will Wade is Sweet 16.
Dude, McNeese is like legit actually a 3 seed. So I'm going McNeese.
They really are. They really are. So, okay. South Carolina and Creighton. God, that's tough, man.
Man, Creighton's got some good wins. I was going to go South Carolina, but I think I'm going to stick with Creighton. I mean, they beat Marquette, Villanova. Coleman, they beat UConn.
Who? Creighton?
Creighton.
Oh, well, hell, put them through.
Wait, no, they beat UConn the second time. They blew them out.
All right, well,
Put them all through.
yeah, put them on.
SEC doormat, South Carolina.
Creighton's going to make a run, Coleman.
Let's do it. Blue Jays. Now is it going to be another bird matchup in the Sweet 16? Texas and St. Peter's. Man,
I got to go Texas with this one.
I can't pick St. Peter's twice. No, I do Texas.
Utah State and McNeese. I never thought I'd say that in the same
in the
sentence.
Sweet 16. That's a Sweet 16 matchup.
William wanted St. Peter's there.
Yes, they did.
Josh wanted St. Peter's there.
But Utah
McNeese?
State. God, I'm just pissed off that this is the Sweet 16.
But it could actually happen. That's the sad part. They beat the Louisiana Raging Cajuns.
I'm going.
McNeese did.
I'm going. Hell, just McNeese. I'm going McNeese. Josh says McNeese. So
I think it's McNeese.
Creighton,
Texas.
God. Creighton.
Now this will be a good game.
Creighton and McNeese.
This is a tough one.
I mean, I'll go Creighton.
Yeah, I think I have to pick Source Blue. McNeese is winning the title. Josh is picking McNeese.
Would that be hilarious if they did?
Are they that good?
McNeese?
Yeah.
Hell, do it. McNeese. That's fine with me. Let's pick McNeese. That's cool with me.
Supposedly their schedule is just easy, but they're a really good three-point shooting team. They didn't face a team that made this year's NCAA tournament. I got to pick Creighton here.
Source Blue says Will Wade's going to the White House.
I'm sorry, I got to pick Creighton here. But I guess you and everyone else picked me.
No, I mean, I haven't picked anybody. I'm just BSing over here. I think Creighton. I mean, Creighton beat you. If Creighton beat UConn, they should be in the Final Four, right? Does that make sense?
Right. I think so. I can't pick McNeese when they've literally played no one this year.
No,
and I haven't even watched them. So I think I got to pick Creighton. So Creighton.
Yeah, Creighton. Let's do Creighton. Yeah.
So we got where's it at? There's our Final Four.
UConn, North Carolina, Texas A&M, and Creighton. Nice. Okay. All right. So we got chalk.
I could see this, Coleman. I can honestly see this.
We got chalk on the left side and not chalk on the right side. Okay. I'm just trying to process what's happened here. Texas A&M and Creighton. Well, first of all, let's look at UConn, North Carolina. Let's do that. Let's do the rational one first. Is that I'm leaning UConn on that one.
They're defending champs. They beat Marquette. They lost to Creighton, like we said. But they also beat Creighton. Both of those games were a blowout, just in a different way. I think I'm sticking with UConn here. So you said UConn?
UConn to the championship. Yep, I think so. Didn't their coach try to fight somebody in the stands too? I think so. He said, "Hey, why don't you come?" He said, "Why don't you come on down here? We'll settle it or something." Anyway, Texas A&M and Creighton. God, Texas A&M is 20-14.
I feel like they're terrible unless they play us.
So Creighton.
I gotta go Creighton.
Okay, Creighton and UConn. That would be a hell of a championship. And it's not crazy that could happen.
It's not crazy. This is a lot more like I could see this happen compared to last year. It's a lot more realistic.
Yeah, no,
we did last year. We had like freaking Massillville Community College in the championship game.
Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. National championship. UConn and Creighton. Here's what we're going to do. I want to take a few calls here. And Caden, let's go ahead and pick our champion here. So, who you picking? Are you picking UConn or Creighton?
I mean, I guess UConn if they're going to be playing Creighton for the championship.
See, but Creighton's already beat UConn, so I'm going Creighton.
Well, they both beat each other.
Yes, they did. But Creighton beat them last, right? I don't even know.
All right, so you're going Creighton. So we're going to take a call, and whatever that person says, we're
going to take a call. We're going to take a call, and whoever can make the. Yes, I think so. Yeah, we'll go. We'll see what the first caller says. I guess if we get multiple calls, then we'll see who has the most convincing argument. So let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. Do you
have your iPad with you?
No,
I can go get it real quick.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go do that. So don't call yet, everybody. But UConn and Creighton, man, national championship here. I do think this bracket is more realistic than last year. Because last year, as we've established, we had Kentucky, which was unrealistic. Kentucky, Alabama, Iona, and Kent State in the Final Four. So we
all right, phone lines open.
That did not happen. Okay, now our phone lines are open. So 502-234-1504. Go ahead and give us a shout and tell us who you think would win in this championship, UConn or Creighton. So go ahead and give us a shout there, and well, we'd love to talk to you. And yeah, guys, go ahead and fill out this fill out the bracket too. Go ahead and you can find us. What's the name of our group, by the way, on the ESPN?
I think it's Talking Kentucky Fans.
Talking Kentucky Fans. Okay, that's what. So you can see the link is pinned in the Facebook comments, and YouTube as well. So you can go ahead and get on there and check that out, or you can just go on ESPN bracket challenge, and you can find the Talking Kentucky Fans group on there as well. So
yeah, Coleman, I'm getting missed calls. Do you have your iPad on again? Is that what it is?
I do not. No, my iPad's
okay.
not even.
I've gotten 2 missed calls, right, so
it's probably Josh. I feel like it only happens.
Who already said Creighton?
Already said Creighton. Yeah. So want to do a complete reset like Louisville basketball there. So yeah, Josh looks like he's trying to call in here. So
all right, let me reopen Google Voice.
It does the job sometimes. It's hit and miss, but it's free, Caden. It gave us a phone line. It's free, and we can, it works. So we can make it happen there. So 502-234-1504. William Neat says Bob Huggins saves Louisville. I've been hearing that more and more, man. I've been hearing Bob Huggins is going to go to Louisville over and over again. Crazier things have happened. So that would make me really happy if that actually happened. Brad Harvey here in the comments.
Please leave your message for 50.
Somebody leave a message. Is this Theo Vaughn's podcast now? We're gonna play some.
Dude, I tried calling Josh back, and it took me to voicemail. So
hey, Josh, giving you the FU button there. Brad says,
do they not have good signal down there in Tennessee?
Okay, guess not. They don't have good basketball down there in Tennessee. Brad says, I like our bracket draw. Getting a 3 seed was big. Yes, it was. Brad, I told you he was going to get a 3 seed. I told you. Just like you say all the time, Brad. You say, I told you so. That's all I'm saying to you now. But Josh says, I hear you. Does that mean you're on the phone with Josh right now?
No.
Josh is calling again, he says.
Yeah, it's all missed calls, Josh. I'm sorry.
Should we take a we'll call you approach?
Yeah, I already tried that. I went to voicemail.
But let me see if I can download the Google Voice
Please
app.
leave your message for 5.
God, this is like the most us thing ever. So this is this is awesome. So yeah, let me see if I can pull up the old Google Voice here on my phone. I don't even have my iPad's not even on my person right now. I don't even know where it is.
Josh says he can hear you, Coleman.
Well, I
How's
can
that
hear you.
work?
I can't hear you, Josh, because we don't have you on the phone or anything. So, okay, I don't want to log in as Caden. I want to log in as Coleman here. Okay, yeah, 9:22 p.m.
Did
missed
it
call.
again? What is he talking about?
Josh, try to call me now. See if we can get you on now. I've got yeah, try to call again here. See if this happens. Are we getting messages too? Open enrollment is here. That's a Facebook message that I got. So Josh Hart for president, William Meade says. Matthew Richardson, AT&T ironically has the worst coverage in Nashville.
So is Creighton winning the championship? Is that what we're saying here?
I'm going to try to call Josh real quick and see if we can get this. Oh, I don't even think I can call Josh.
I think Josh has like half a bar of signal. That's what I think.
Maybe that's it. So you think it's Josh?
He says he can hear you.
What can you can hear me on what? Can you hear me on your phone or can you hear me on Facebook? Well, we're trying. Okay, I've only gotten I get the missed call too over here from Josh.
Yeah, so it's not just me.
I think it's Josh.
Josh, I think this is on your end here.
Okay. Well, we tried. So Creighton is that where we're going?
It is Brad, I can hear you too.
God.
Does everyone agree with Creighton? I said UConn, but
yeah, Josh, pay your phone bill. Somebody
Coleman,
else.
you said, did you say, so I said UConn, you said Creighton, and so we're seeing what our comments say.
Well, basically, can somebody else try to
Kyle
call?
says Houston, UConn. Kyle, we already put Houston out.
I want to say, because I'm concerned that this is on our end. It's can somebody else try to call and see if it works? See if it's Josh. Brad says y'all are hilarious. Thanks. You know what's even more hilarious is that Texas A&M's in our Final Four. You know, that is pretty funny there.
Yeah. And we have us losing again.
Yeah. This would be a great opportunity to say, if you'd like to subscribe to us, please do so on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and rate us 5 stars on all things. That would be awesome. Josh says he can hear us, so that's good. I'm glad he can. I'm glad he can hear. I'm glad people can hear us on the show and everything. I think so my phone doesn't ring. I just get a missed call from Josh. That's.
Oh, you have it going through your phone too?
Well, now I do, as of 5 seconds ago. So
yeah, I haven't gotten any phone calls. It literally just says missed call. So
Mike Dowd, Brad, Kyle, William Neat. Anybody else want to call? I just want to see if this works. Kate, I'm gonna here. I'll call it. I'll call our own phone line. 502. What's our number? What's my name?
234-1504.
Okay, I'm calling right now. Is it working?
No.
Oh my god. So
I think Google Voice is down. That's what I'm thinking. Yep, I got a missed call, Coleman.
Okay, well,
I can hear you on the phone when it's ringing. What does that mean?
What? Yeah, we're like DeMarcus Cousins. Call me. Okay, well,
are we going Creighton? Can someone confirm this?
I guess so.
First person who says Creighton or UConn. That's what we'll pick.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it. Creighton or UConn?
Yes.
Josh said yes. Kyle says, haha, call me. William Needs says Creighton. Okay.
Creighton.
All right. That was way
Davion
harder.
Mintz University.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we got some good analysis in there.
What's
I feel
the
we
total
really
points?
deliberated on that. Oh, the total. Yeah, Mike says UConn. Well, too late, Mike. God,
Someone else tried to call us and it's still a missed call.
That was my mom. She. But yes, it still says missed call. What total number of points? I'll go 160. No, I'll go 170. 170.
I'll say 74-69. What's that add up to?
I don't know.
70, 140, 140. Is that 143? I guess.
That's way under what I would put it.
What did you say?
I'd put it a lot of points. I put it between 160 and 170 points.
So what's your number?
Let's do 162.
What's halfway between that and 143?
I don't know. You're asking me to do math. Josh just want to call in his
Say
brains.
let's say 153. I took the average.
Kyle says Texas A&M in the Final Four. I'd say there's about 0.001 chance of that. Yeah, well, welcome to Talking Kentucky. You know, that's what we do here. So, 153 is what you said.
Yeah, I took the average.
Okay, well, that works for me. But okay, well, Creighton's your national champion.
Go Blue
Right?
Jays.
Talking Kentucky. Go Blue Jays. That's right. We picked Creighton. Okay. Well, thanks guys for listening to us ramble about our phone lines, and listening to us ramble about all those teams and everything. We really appreciate that. And thanks for joining us for the second annual Talking Kentucky Selection Sunday special. We really appreciate it. And again, we'd really appreciate you guys subscribing to us. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Yeah, subscribe, rate, all the things. We really appreciate it. So Jilla says thanks to you both. Thanks, Jilla. We appreciate you watching. And let's hope the Cats can make a run, man. Thursday night, it all starts. Here we
Oakland.
are. Let's beat Oakland.
Let's beat the Golden Grizzlies or whatever they are. Golden Bears. I don't know.
Golden Grizzlies. Yeah, let's beat them. Well, you got anything else, Caden?
No, just remember the pin link.
Yep.
Fill out a bracket.
Yeah,
Get
everybody
something
fill out a
free.
bracket.
Might be a hat or who knows, something.
Oh, well, William Neat says name the show. Well, this is just not a normal, it's a special episode. So we're calling it the Selection Sunday Special. So it won't be talking anything. That's only for our normal episodes that we name the episode. So this is just Selection Sunday Special, but appreciate you remembering that though.
Come on, I think that's a hit, naming the show.
Oh, it really is. That's been a really organic thing that's come up for us, I think. So, but yeah, guys, and
if they make the Sweet 16, I'm keeping this profile pic for 3 months.
Yeah, I remember when he changed it from Canada's flag to the UK logo.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't forget things.
All it takes is a Sweet 16 for that.
Yeah, I would go. I would go Final Four for that. At least Elite Eight. You know. So
like 2 championships straight for that.
Josh wants to know the holidays. Well, Josh, since our phone lines are being scuffed, you know what? We'll go ahead and look up the holidays for you before we get out of here. It's Selection Sunday, and you know what? Caden, we haven't even mentioned it. It's St. Patrick's Day today. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
It is, isn't it?
Everybody wear your green and everything. And it's Campfire Girls Day. So
what's that mean?
I have no idea. It is it's National Corned Beef and Cabbage Day. I guess that has to do with St. Patrick's Day, probably. It is that's pretty much it. It is Yeah, it's just a bunch of birthdays. So it's yeah. So sing some campfire songs with some girls, I guess, and eat some corned beef and cabbage and wear green, and do your brackets. I think that sums it up.
Dude, I hated St. Patrick's Day growing up. 'Cause I did like never had any green.
Yeah. No.
You know, like elementary schoolers thought they were hilarious pinching you.
Yeah, it is funny. Hey, Kyle says, when's the next live stream? Well, Caden, you're right, because we play on Thursday.
Mhm.
So what do we do?
We'll figure something out and post it on the page.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Stay tuned. Be sure you're following our Facebook page. We'll let you know when the next stream is, for sure. But it's pick the worst bracket day. Well, that is our day. I mean that it's our day to shine.
Is this a bad bracket though? I mean, we picked a 3 seed to, or were they 5 seed? Were they a 5 seed to win?
They were 3.
Was it 3? Okay.
Now, if you think this bracket was bad, William, you should look at last year's. That was real bad. That was real bad. But yeah, right.
We had like 2 14 seeds in the final 4. Yeah.
We want to have as big of a bracket pool as possible, because it's just fun. And like I said, you win. If you win, we'll send you something, a hat, something, free charge. So be sure you fill that up. It's pinned in the comments. Fill that out. It's pinned in the comments down there. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you very much. And hopefully the Cats can survive and advance. And yeah. So, well, thank you guys very much for hanging in here and watching us and everything. We really appreciate it. Be sure you're following our Facebook page if you're not. And like I said, rating us on all the things really helps us out a lot. So, well, for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for Selection Sunday, and for Creighton, the Blue Jays, national champions, 2024, this has been the second annual Talking Kentucky Selection Sunday special. And we'll see you next time. Thank you, folks, very much.
Go Peacocks.